So you saw it previously, so I thought I'd actually do a video on it. Now we've had it, well, I've had it quite a while, and as you'd have seen in the previous video, if you haven't already, like and subscribe, obviously, but then look at the channel and go to the previous video where this was a 20th wedding anniversary gift to Amy. So I currently have her, well, I will have hers, and I've still got it, using it. My one's is going. So I thought what I'd actually do is how are we getting on, but mainly this is a list of, if you buy the cheapest one on Auto Trader, which is exactly what I did. I bought the cheapest one, which also happened to have free supercharging, and I just couldn't let it go by. And I love the bronze color. It's very unusual. It's a metallic finish on it as well. So the original owner, one lady owner from new. The depreciation is catastrophic. Let's say that, but I got to take advantage of that. But what exactly are the issues, if any? And I'm telling you, there are some that are worth pointing out. So I'm just gonna go through it. Now, this is not a bash at Tesla at all. If you've been a subscriber for a long period of time and following along, these are just simply diary entries, essentially, these videos, which started back in 2013 with electric cars and a Nissan Leaf. So I'm just going to go through this. I'm just reporting back what's going on with this vehicle and what we've had to do, or still yet to do if we choose so, to bring it up to where it should be. So first off, there was some cosmetic stuff. The wheels were all scratched up and terrible. They were refurbed, done completely. Found out that the two rear tires do need changing. So we got to get on and do that. Not cheap, very expensive, the rear tires. So there's that needs doing, but that's general wear and tear. Also found out that the onboard charger is faulty on the car. So it won't charge at 32 amps. So whatever that is, 7.2 kilowatts. So it's charging at home, same speed. That's that. Almost as a little bit of a joke. So that's interesting. So not only have we gone from a 40 kilowatt hour to a 60, it still charges at super slow speed. So just over 3 kilowatt, essentially, more or less, is what this one is doing. And that's a fault with the onboard charger. That, turns out, is very, very expensive to get done. So you can buy a used one for sort of £1,200 upwards. Tesla quoted me £1,700, I think it was, for the part, plus that, plus fitting. So you're probably looking at 2,500 to 3,000, say 2.5, to get it fitted and fixed by Tesla. I haven't contacted Cleveland yet, but it's gonna be as much as a used part or more, which is around about 1,200 to 1,500 quid, plus the fitting of it. So there is that. The reason I hadn't noticed is because there is a weird nuance to this. If I charge on a 3-phase charger, it charges at 20 miles per hour, which seemed in my mind about right. When you charge at home, unfortunately it charges at 10 miles per hour, so half that. And it's just a well-known fault with Model X's, the onboard charger. It's just very expensive. Situated just inside the boot, behind all the nice paneling behind there. Liquid cooled, looking at it. Could do it myself, possibly. Don't really fancy pulling the high voltage thing, fireman thing. Yeah, not sure about that yet, but anyway, we're not here to discuss that. That has an issue with that. And let me go to the next thing. Also, pretty common. Now, this left light unit was exactly the same as that. I bought another one online from a breaker, and actually this one does cloud up, but nowhere near as bad as that, but it clouds up around here somewhere. And actually it's behaved quite well over the last couple of days. We have had a bit warmer weather, but it looks awful, but not as bad as it did. This was just like that, and it looked terrible. I was like, oh no. So yeah, and again, not cheap. I've got one of these on order now. I accept an offer on eBay. It was up for 170. I got it for 130 plus shipping of a £5, I think it was. So that's got to come off and be done. I My own stupid fault. I have got it, but I ordered this side, which, funny enough, is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. I ordered it, it came, I took it to Tesla, who did this one and this one, because I've been told it's a nightmare to actually do the lens change. So I bought both along, and they couldn't change it because I bought the wrong flipping side, and so anyway, I got another one on order, and I got a spare for that side. So yeah, there is that. Things like this, very, very common. So it goes out, you can feel it underneath, the paint's peeling off. Doesn't do too well at all. But it's not as bad as some I've seen online. So it's just started to go there and there. So that's just cosmetic, obviously not a major issue. You're going to expect this there as well. It does make me laugh. Where are we? Not this side. This side. There. So you got a little bit of bubbling here, look. And it does make me laugh because I had a Land Rover Series 1, and the adverts for Land Rovers, 1948 I think they came out, was that the brilliant thing about it is it does not rust because it's not made of steel. Aluminium tub, but you get aluminium corrosion, which is quite funny really. Anyway, so if I wanted to, cosmetically, that could be addressed. It's not a major issue. So those aren't real biggies. This side had a big dent in it. So on here was a big dent, and it's, wow, he did an amazing job. So he took this light unit off, and he told me actually it wasn't too bad taking the light units off. So I don't know, I didn't want to risk it. And you got a dent here, so there's little dings all over the place. Let's go inside the vehicle, where you will see that Amy has made some additions. Yeah. And there, yeah. But as you can see, this also a very common issue, where liquid sort of bleeds through. It's nice and smooth on this part of it. It's behind the glass. Fairly straightforward fix, as I say, common, so it's well known. But the previous owner, it happened, I think she said about 3 years into ownership, and thought, meh, oh well, and didn't do anything with it. And likewise, I'm not overly bothered with it. It's not expanded out anymore since then. So yeah, that's the internals. I think there is no other issue there at all inside. Suspension. So a lot of knocking noise coming from left and right at slower speeds over rougher ground. So looking online, possibly the top of that strut needs doing. So again, that not massively urgent, it's just slightly annoying and takes away from the quietness of it at slower speeds. Don't hear it in higher speeds on smooth roads, you just hear it slow speeds where it really resonates. So that also needs doing, both sides. And you may notice one other addition of Amy's. Yes. Okay. So yeah, that is kind of where we're at with the vehicle. It's such a beautiful car to, I think, to look at, but also to drive. It's brilliant. Don't regret it at all. I say, it was the cheapest online 7-seater. There was there was 2 other models that were just 5-seaters that were up, but yeah, definitely that wasn't what we're looking for, so that was just completely out. So yeah, really, really impressed with the vehicle, completely, really. No other issues apart from those major issues I just listed, apart from that. But as it stands, those things I've all mentioned, nothing doesn't take away from the usability of the vehicle. I really love that its heritage is one owner from new. So that kind of helped, really. I didn't know that at the time. I just went and looked at it and said, yeah, bought it new, showed me the invoice. I was like, oh dear, that's got to be painful. So I suppose that's what you get when you buy a new car. But yeah, it works brilliantly, and later on this year we're doing a long trip in it, so going up to Scotland. So we shall see how that goes. But we've done some fairly big trips so far, not that long, but big enough to use the supercharging network, etc. It's had the upgrades so it can use the V3 chargers, etc. across Europe, and it's got 2 CCS adapters with it. both seem to work, so I'm not sure why we got two, but I suspect one was bought to be able to utilize those chargers and then booked in at Tesla only 2 years ago. I think the upgrade was done, Tesla said, because I went to book it in thinking it hadn't been done because it doesn't mention it, and they said, no, it has, we found it. It's already been done. I think it was 2 years ago, so fairly recent. And so probably got another adapter with the upgrade, because they send one and then come and do the fiddling around with it to make it compatible. So yeah, that's all been done. But yep, impressed so far. If you've got any questions on this at all, let me know. I'm not sure if it'll give you confidence for buying the old Model X's. I mean, they've retained their look. That's what I like about it. I didn't like on the Model S, which we wouldn't have got anyway because it needed a 7-seater, but the bull-nosy black front, I didn't like that personally. And I like the way this just looks like the modern ones, more or less. Obviously, they've tweaked them, but basically it's the same looking thing. So overall, really impressed. And I say, I don't know whether or not you would take the plunge. Let me know in the comments. But so far, it's done bought it on 114,000, I think it was, or 115,000. And obviously we won't, unless something goes dire with it, there's no reason we won't shift this. A bit like with that, we kept it 8 years. There's no real reason that this will be going anywhere anytime soon. So yeah, it's not like the van. As the family starts getting older, and you might want to, I mean, it is massive, this car, by the way. It's probably quite hard to tell on camera, but that feels tiny. It's like a Mini in comparison, but that's got much more headroom in the 7 seats. So it is full-size 7 seats, but squished. So that's I mean, the family going down is kind of like you've got a normal car, shall we say, without having to have a people carrier, despite the fact that the actual volume of the thing is massive. So yeah, I'm yabbering on now. But if you've got any questions and stuff, comment as you usually do, all the followers, and I'll try and just open up on that. I don't want to document the family trip up to Scotland really, because the trouble with this filming malarkey, and the reason I've been quiet a lot, is because it just takes so much time. But I'll do, if there's anything notable, I'll mention it, and I'll probably just recap after the trip up on how it went. The experience over all the years, say since 2013, with this sort of thing is a bit of a disaster. Once you head out onto the public highway and away from your home charging, it becomes pretty unreliable in terms of being able to be sure that where your one and only stop in a 50-mile radius is working. It was a very hit and miss, and that hasn't really changed over all the years. Obviously, when I first started driving it, there was hardly any rapid chargers at all. Now they're everywhere, but the reliability is shaky at best. The Teslas, the only disadvantage I've seen is the fact that there's so many Teslas on the road, loads of them, all the stalls are in peak times always almost full. So I've gone to our closest one on the services, motorway services, and that's very busy. So that's the only thing is their success is their downfall in terms of the fact that everyone's got them and charging up. But would I have entertained this at all if it wasn't free? I was looking specifically for one with free supercharging, and it would open up an extra sort of 50 miles for us in range. I definitely wouldn't have got it if it wasn't, if you couldn't get them with free supercharging, I wouldn't have got them. So I was hanging out for one with free supercharging, which comes with the car, by the way. So it's not per the owner, it's the lifetime of the car. So yeah, and just to cover off, because it was quite a few of the comments last time, this has got a 75 kilowatt hour battery, and yes, we could open that up. Obviously there's 60 with a 75 in it, and being restricted to 60 gives you loads of headroom for degradation. Not really going to see any range drop in this at all. So there is that, but you could pay to have it upgraded, and it's nigh on £3,000 to do it. So we kind of have to be desperate to do it. So maybe if there's degradation in 5-8 years time, if we keep it that long, like we're expecting to, then maybe you'd want to open it up, or if you want to do longer trips and eke out that extra 40 miles kind of thing, maybe. I did say we would keep this one 8 years. Well, Amy would keep it 8 years, and it is exactly almost to the month, bar about 3 months, 8 years, looking back through the footage. When we first got it, or just before we got it, I was talking about what we're going to do. I said we'll get it and probably keep it 8 years. It's 8 years this year, so pretty neat. Anyway, that's it. I hope that's insightful in some way and helpful. Can't think of anything else to say. I'll see you on the next one.